Everybody, welcome back to A Brush with Coaching. So this is session 3, looking at how we can more consciously manage our energy in order to help us be at our best more of the time and go from surviving to thriving. So in the first session, we identified the 4 energies we need to think about: physical, intellectual, emotional and spiritual. And then yesterday we looked at physical energy and how we can manage our physical energy. Today I'm going to look at 2 energies together, and the reason I'm going to look at them both together is the things we need to do and the things we need to practice to manage these energies are very similar, even though they're different energies. And the 2 are intellectual and emotional. And the first thing to notice is when we were talking about energies in terms of physical energy, we were talking in terms of getting more, having high physical energy or low physical energy, and how do we maximize our physical energy. But when it comes to emotional and intellectual energy, it's a bit different. It's not so much about high and low as positive and negative. So we think about positive intellectual energy, positive emotional energy, and negative emotional energy and negative intellectual energy. So we can plot these, and we can plot them like this, where we've got physical energy on a vertical axis with high and low, and then we've got on the horizontal axis positive and negative in terms of intellectual and emotional energy. And what you see is we've got 4 quadrants. Top right is high positive. This is the place we want to be delivering in. This is the place where we're getting stuff done, we're confident, we're challenged, we're energized, we're connected, we are performing at our best. Alongside that, we've got low positive. Now this isn't necessarily a bad place because it's low, because this is a place where we're reflective. This is a place where we're stopping and thinking, maybe being strategic, maybe planning, stepping back and seeing the big picture and getting our priorities straight. So some of the time investment things we looked at last week, first and foremost, sit in this quadrant. On the other side, we've got 2 mirror image areas, but with negative energy. So high negative energy is when we're feeling angry or anxious or fearful, or we're feeling defensive. So in terms of the fight and flight response, this is the fight response. Below that, low negative in terms of fight and flight is the freeze or the flight response, where actually we're withdrawing. So we feel exhausted or depressed or hopeless or defeated. Now, I don't want you to think that we live in one of these boxes, because the truth is, what we do is flit about these on a day-by-day, week-by-week, moment-by-moment basis, depending on what we're working on, what's happening for us, how we're managing our other energies. So we are constantly moving around this map. The question is, how can we spend more time on the right-hand side? And to do that, we need to be managing our thoughts and our emotions. Now, the idea of managing our thoughts and emotions is quite alien to some people. They just think, well, they just are, aren't they? Well, actually, Simon Sinek's got a good example of this. So he tells the story of an athlete about to run a big race. And he says, imagine the commentator says to them, are you feeling nervous? And the athlete says, no, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Now, why do they say that? Well, if you think about the sensation in your body between being excited and being nervous, if you take away the label of nervous or excited, the sensation is the same. Now, the truth is you can't avoid the sensation. An athlete before a big race is going to have a sensation in their body, but what you can choose is the label that you put on it. And by choosing our labels more carefully, we can manage our intellectual and emotional energy so we're more towards the positive than the negative side. So telling myself I'm excited, that's like the day before Christmas, or the day before my birthday, or the day before I go on holiday, and I'm top right, high energy, confident, challenged. Telling myself I'm nervous might take me bottom left, low positive, I'm going to play safe, I'm scared, I'm anxious. And from that place, you are not going to perform at your best. So what we need to do is take the time to reflect on the sensations that we're having and the labels and the stories we're telling ourselves about those sensations and situations, and relabel them, reassign them, tell ourselves a different story. Now this blows some people's minds because they just can't comprehend the idea that this is something we can do, and it can feel a bit like New Age spirituality of just think positive thoughts, but it's not. It's hard work, and it's real work, and it's tangible work to take the time in amongst our busyness and our frenetic day to stop and notice and choose a different story, choose a different emotion, choose a different way of thinking about this situation so that we are high positive or low positive rather than high negative or low negative. It is a choice. And it's a choice we can make on a day-by-day basis, consciously, because we're already making it unconsciously. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Just notice today, when you're having a reaction, when you're having a sensation, nervousness or excitement, stop and think, what's going on for me? What am I telling myself? What's the story? How am I reacting to this? And how can I change that story in order to take me from playing small, playing safe, just surviving, to the positive side of being at my best and thriving. Go well. Come back tomorrow. We'll talk about spirituality. Until then, go well. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.